Hey, hey, hey! Welcome to the Ladybug Project. Just making sure we are live here and we are going for it. Anybody joining me today? Woohoo! Let's do this. Let's see, we are live. See, the sound is good. There's a purpose. There's a song on repeat. It's the Scars So You're Beautiful. So I had a mention in the last video, I did a live Facebook video, and the reason I was explaining the whole books and what the Ladybug Project was about, someone asked me, Kara, why did you choose a ladybug? So this, hopefully in 5 to 10 minute, less than that, little video will explain the ladybug and why I chose the ladybug, or perhaps I should say why the ladybug chose me. So my whole entire life, I've seen ladybugs, and I kept looking up, what do ladybugs mean? But all along, anytime we start searching for something, honestly, we know the truth within already. And the reason I chose the ladybug, they have so much symbolism, and I've seen them everywhere. And even like one time when I was in India and I was just in this garden where you're gonna find ladybugs all the time in a garden, right? And there were yellow ladybugs. My favorite color is yellow. I think that represents, I will go here, I will go out there. Those of you that aren't used to energy, but in the chakras, there's a yellow chakra, and it's the solar plexus, and it represents the I can part of us that we operate in, and we're like, I can and I will. So I think that's another reason why I love yellow so much. It's so bright. It's like, yes, you can imagine it can be done. So on my, I can't remember what birthday, it might have been my 20th birthday or my 22nd, I can't remember, but I was in India and I was sitting in this garden and all these little yellow ladybugs were just walking around, and it was beautiful. And it was as if, like, you know, just God telling me happy birthday, Kara. So I've always admired them, and I think most people, when they do see a ladybug, they're just in awe and their curiosity spikes, and they see the playfulness of a ladybug, they see the uniqueness, and it just brings a smile to people's faces. And that's part of the reason I chose a ladybug, because ladies, sometimes people think ladybugs represent luck. So they have the little lady luck. Some spiritual meanings of it is devotion, help discovering your true self and what makes you most happy and fulfilled. But quite honestly, when I think about it, when it comes to our Ladybug Project, is the fact that ladybugs are small and silent. And so are the victims that fall prey to child molestation. Children are small, and most of them are silent. They're keeping their voice unheard of the pain and the trauma that they have suffered. So I think that's the biggest part of it. And then as I continue to notice the most simple things and the delicate and the intricate things of a ladybug, it reflects so much more, and it gets me so excited. It's beautiful. And the fact that sometimes we see our flaws and we see our spots, and we might feel shame and we might feel like we're flawed. But honestly, some people say, oh, count your blessings. But it's so much deeper than that. It's the fact that flaws are not flaws at all. It just reminds us of the strength that we have within us. And so when you see the spots on a ladybug, maybe they have been traumatized. Maybe someone has been through something. Maybe a child has been through that. But it also shows the strength that person has. And it's more than luck. It's a beautiful strength and a power within that sometimes we don't see. And it's not where we can see it. Maybe our face is in a certain direction. We have a certain focus, and we don't see what's going on around us, and we don't understand that we're building a strength within us to get through anything, to be strong. And this is a really cool thing, let me tell you. And I love the fact that Alyssa Catherine Vine Hodge, author of The Sense About Madness, who is the co-host on the Ladybug Project. We are tag teaming, and I'm author of the Little Yogi series, a book series for children to help have tools to walk through any kind of anxiety, depression, child molestation. But those things, these are great tools for us to have. And this book is really geared towards more adults. And I'm going to talk about that more in a second. But I don't want to lose track of what I was saying. The thing that when we see our flaws and we think, oh my gosh, look at this, I'm scarred for life. It's not so much you're scarred for life. It's the fact that you can take that and you can use it as a tool. You can use it as something to be aware of what's going on, and it can no longer go on anymore. So what we do this for is because we want to raise not only just the awareness, we want to teach people to have tools and how to walk through this trauma, how to walk through this pain and through the suffering, that they can, like I said in the beginning, you can be the most true self possible, and you can be the most fulfilled you possible, even though you've experienced this pain and this trauma. So I have little notes here, so you're gonna have to excuse me. So we're gonna be teaching people how to be aware of predators, because ladybugs, their colors are so bright. When you see like a red ladybug, when you see a yellow ladybug, their colors are really bright, and they're bright for a reason. They're actually, it's nature's way to protect them against predators. And also when like a bird comes up to a ladybug, the ladybugs do this really weird thing. They excrete this really stinky substance from them, and it smells, and that makes the birds go, whoa, I don't want that, and they back off. And so I love that, because it's once again some symbolism for what the Ladybug Project is about. We want to reach out, we want to have these tools, so we want to have these books for people to understand how they can like show their bright colors and have that way to sense when a predator is near, what to do and how to go about handling the whole situation. So I thought that was a really cool twist of what we want to do in the Ladybug Project and why the ladybug. So the ladybug shell is called an elytra, I think. It covers the wings, it protects the wings. And what's really cool is when we discover what's within us, the beauty that's within us, the uniqueness, the intricacy of who we are, the essence of who we are as a person, when we discover that, we can fly. And we can understand the purpose of our wings, and we're free to create the dreams that are meant for us to realize and make come true. And so there's this beautiful delight when you see a ladybug. It reminds you of a garden, because ladybugs, they protect gardens. They help keep away small other little bugs that can eat through the plants and eat through the fruit. And so ladybugs are very necessary, and that's a lot of the little reasons why we call this the Ladybug Project, because people, so many people are ladybugs. They're small and they're silent. They just need to learn that they have their wings, and they need to learn that how to protect themselves. And that's our goal. So with that magic and discovering the ladybug magic and the magic of nature and how to find your garden, I do want to say one of my favorite quotes from Melissa's book. And before I say that, I just want to warn you guys, if you have children, if they're watching the station, there's a word I'm about to say that if you have children, you don't want them to hear it, go ahead and put your volume down or put your headphones in. So I can say this for you. And by the way, Alyssa has, she's bipolar. And so when she wrote this, it says, a raw look at child abuse, sexual violence, and mental illness. So The Sense About Madness is a $10 book you can find on Amazon. And it's great for those of you that want to understand maybe what somebody's been through. Because most of the time, usually there is a cellular trauma that happens, and it messes with our nervous system. And sometimes when we've experienced those things, hence, post-traumatic stress syndrome and things like that. So she links a lot of that in her book. So she goes, she says this has impacted her forever. And she goes, my nervous system and brain chemistry are permanently damaged. And it used to just upset her and piss her off. And now she just tells herself, when life hands you shit, fertilize a garden. Because life isn't pretty sometimes, and it's going to hand us things. And we have created the Ladybug Project to help people understand there are tools that you can take whatever fecal that happens in your life, and you can make it into a beautiful garden. So the Ladybug Project, also I illustrate and write the little yogi series. They have a yoga pose at the end of every book. The first one is called Just My Luck. It has Joy Ladybug right here, and she pretty much goes through the 4 agreements. If you ever heard of that book, it's an amazing book that I read that impacted my life, and then I started sending it to everybody I knew. But so basically, she meets a caterpillar. It's grumpy, and then she understands it's not her fault. She knows that she can't take things personally. Then she gets stuck in a spider web, and she's like, what am I going to do? Throughout the whole book, she's like, okay, I'm going to close my eyes. I'm going to take a deep breath. I'm going to breathe in. I'm going to breathe out. And I'm going to say everything's going to be okay. And sometimes in life, that's what we need to do. We need to become aware of that. We need to understand, hey, I don't have to rush into things. I don't have to jump out of things. I can take a moment to meditate. I can take a moment to breathe. I can take a moment to set an intention that's going to change the course of my perspective. It's going to change the course of my day. It's going to change the course of my life. So these are some of the lessons I've learned in yoga, and I just kind of put them in a child's perspective book, as well as the second book is called A New Dawn, helping children understand the light that they have. So the sun is coming up over each and every continent. So yes, the books have some education to them, which is great, but also just teaching children, hey, be as tall as you can, like a giraffe. And as the light beams over the entire world in each area, just showing the goodness. That goodness is found in us, and that light, we can be that light to other people. So these are just a little explanation of the books. This one, Alyssa's book, like I said, The Sense About Madness, it took me through a couple of weeks of really intense healing. Being one that has been molested before. So if you have been molested, or you know someone that's been molested, maybe this book is for you. $10. My books are $12 on createspace.com or Amazon as well. So, and I think I'm going to probably, and we have another one coming out. So anyway, the Ladybug Project. Any questions? Feel free to comment below and spread the word. Help us share everything. This week we're really excited. Alyssa and I will be dressing Facing Your Fears. So that's the topic for this week, Facing Your Fears. And next week, whoop whoop, we got a special guest coming. So talk to you soon. Have an amazing day. Namaste. Be beautiful.